A very, very good morning to you. Wake up, get out of bed, get your coffee on, get your toast on. Yeah, because we're having a very, very loud morning this morning, Kerrie.
Good morning. We are having a good morning.
Yeah, we're all wide awake. Here they are. They're covering their ears in there. It's too loud. Come on, get up. It's a beautiful
Gentle
day.
introduction to our Wednesday morning there, Ben.
It is. It's only going to get worse. That's it. So enjoy this quick moment of silence. That's all you're going to get for the whole show, because with Kerrie, of course, we have got some loveliness. We're living in loveliness this morning, of course, here on Wake Up with HobbyMaker, and Kerrie is bringing us some fantastic deals this morning. But just before we get into that, I just want to let you know, if you have not watched HobbyMaker recently or you're new to HobbyMaker, we have a competition from 6 until 7. Very, very straightforward. All you need to do is to check out. Yes, it's that simple. Anybody that checks out before 7 o'clock this morning, you could win your breakfast basket. What does that mean? Is that croissants and coffee? No. It's whatever.
Although that would be nice.
Oh, that would be nice. They're a bit tight here. We haven't got the budget for it.
Is that right?
No, all you've got to do is you pop in your pop everything in your basket that you want to buy. Anything that you check out before 7 o'clock, we will pick somebody who's checked out before 7 o'clock out of our magic hat, and the winner will win their breakfast basket.
Brilliant.
And there's no limit. It doesn't matter if it's £5, 55 quid, 555 quid. Doesn't matter, Kerrie.
Fill it up. Fill it up.
Fill your boots, fill your basket. That's what you need to do, fill your basket. So we've got a lot to get through this morning.
Lots and lots of loveliness this morning.
Lots of loveliness, and we've got some fantastic demos.
We have.
So without further ado, should we get stuck in?
Sorry?
Should we get stuck in?
Let's get stuck in.
Let's get stuck in. So we're going to have a look this morning, first of all, at the paintbrush. Paintbrush.
Fabric.
Which did confuse me a little bit, because I was... Paintbrush. Here it is. So we've got some fantastic fabric here that we were talking about just briefly before we come on the show. And Kerrie, I don't know a great deal about fabric, and I know you're a regular guest on our system.
I am, and I love fabric, so we
You do,
work
and
well
you're
together.
I'll learn from you today.
There we
so
go.
you fill me in. What have we got here?
So we've got, we've got 4 different half meters here. We've got the Sky, which is the one that you're holding up.
Okay.
And this is 100% cotton, 44 inches wide, and it is sold by the half metre. However, if you want a metre or a metre and a half or 2 metres, we will cut that in the continuous piece for you. So if you need to make, I don't know, a nice bright blue dress or nice tablecloth, I mean, these are quite Eastery fabrics, if you ask me. I think these are perfect for that lovely sunshine coming through. So, you know, if you need a little bit more than your half metre, have a couple.
Have a couple of metres. Have a couple of metres. And I said to you a little bit earlier, because I saw them on the counter, and oh, Kerrie, you've brought in some fat quarters, and you went, no, Ben. These are much bigger than fat quarters. Much bigger than
Open
fat
them up.
quarters.
Shall we see how big it is?
Shall we see how big they are? Because how big's fat quarter normally?
Fat quarters generally 22 inches by 20.
But not today.
This is your half metre.
Look at that.
Which will be 20. So your width is 20. Sorry, your length there is 20,
Yes.
and then your width of your fabric is 44 inches. So standard width size really for your fabric there.
And you
so
can order
lots
as
to
much
play
or as
with.
little as you like.
There we go.
I love it. I love it. So we've got this choice of 4 different colours here, because we've got the blue. This is the paintbrush fabric. We've also got the yellow. There we go. I'll try and open that for you.
Should we see if we can do all 4?
Yeah, let's have a go. Let's have a go. Have you got it? There we go. So should we hold it a little bit below so you can see the one above?
There we go.
There we go. Look at that. As if by magic. Hey, you've done this before.
I haven't. I'm hoping it works.
I bet John Scott's always getting you holding his fabric. And then, so that's the yellow. And then we've got the lilac.
There we go.
There we go. Oh,
Shall I get this end?
yeah, that's it. Oh,
It was going so well.
it was. Oh, hang on. It's all going wrong. There we go. I can hear Adam in the gallery go, for goodness sake. There we go. There we go. So that's the lilac. Fantastic. And then finally...
Then we've got candy.
Oh! There you get it. You go
If we
first.
go there,
That's it.
There we
Look.
go. We should have planned. We should have
planned it. Yeah, we should have practiced. That's it. And if we pull it taut, do you like that
There we
word
go.
at this time of the morning? If you pull it taut, there we go. You can see, oh, look at that! Fantastic. So you've got the candy floss, the lilac, the yellow,
Yeah.
and the blue.
There we go.
Beautiful. And these are the paintbrush collection. $3.49 is the price on the screen. So this is the candy floss, this particular one. It's $3.49 for each one. And actually, it's worth noting, for many of you that are regulars watching Wake Up with HobbyMaker, you'll know we bring you some fantastic deals in the morning.
We do.
And one of the ways that we manage to bring you a fantastic deal is because we don't have stacks and stacks and stacks of stock.
Shall I have those?
So, yeah, absolutely. So we bring you lots of great items that have been really, really popular. And because we don't have stacks of stock, we're able to bring you a fantastic deal. But, of course, that does mean it's while stocks last. And we actually have limited stock, less than 20, on all of those 4 colours. So all in the teens. So if you're interested in those, I'd urge you to get those in your basket fairly quickly. And if if you're wondering what sort of projects you can make with those, we're going to show you because we've got some great demonstrations coming up. So $3.49 is the price. And just a quick reminder: anything that you put in your basket and check out before 7 o'clock, you potentially could win your basket. All you've got to do is check out before 7. And don't worry if you say, well, I don't want to check out yet because I want to see something later in the show. You don't need to worry because you'll only pay 1 P&P all day, $3.95. That's it. If you order something later, just click combine order. So don't worry. So we could be making, Kerrie,
We could.
the pleated cushion, couldn't we?
We could.
We could be. Tell us a little bit about this.
So the pleated cushion, this is probably, to be honest, one of the easiest projects that we've got. It's super simple, great project to use up your scraps, although we've got your kits available. And it is just, to me, it's a lovely way to showcase a combination of fabrics. So if you were going for the 1/2 meters that we've got there, initially this is sort of 5 strips, but
Yes.
you could certainly incorporate 4 or 3 or, I think safe to say that most crafters have got a little stash, so it's a lovely way to build up or use up your favourite scraps. And it is just simply strips of fabric folded in half, which I'll show you in a little while, and a nice way to showcase those fabrics.
Brilliant. It's a great way to use up your scraps as well.
Great way to
Is this
use
quite a straightforward project?
It's a perfect project for a beginner. It's very straightforward, nice and easy. And you've got an envelope back on the finish there. So again, a nice finish to that cushion.
And that means you can just pop that out of there.
That's it.
And you can pop it in the washing machine or do whatever.
Yep.
And it's very, very easy to do. There we
And
go.
no zips needed in this project.
So no fussy zips or anything like that to worry about. So everything that we need comes in the little kit,
Yeah,
doesn't
so
it?
we've
Everything,
put-
all the instructions and everything.
That's right. So we've actually bought 3 different colourways for the kits. Inside your kit, you're going to receive everything, including your envelope back, the lining fabric in there that we're going to attach the strips onto,
Yes.
and then 5 beautiful different fabrics as well. So the kit has everything.
You get everything in there, including the
including
fabric.
your pattern, that's right.
That's absolutely brilliant. But of course, once you've got this
Yep.
and you've made your first cushion, you can reuse,
Absolutely.
of course, the pattern,
Absolutely.
can't you? And replicate it with, as you said,
Yeah.
Bits from your crafty stash.
Definitely.
Brilliant. So this is a great way, whether you're an experienced crafter, whether you're new to crafting, whether you're new to sewing or an experienced sewist, or you want a project for yourself, you want to create a gift to give to somebody.
They're lovely, really. They're a nice gift. They're fast as well. So if you're a
Yes.
bit like me, you've got every diary, every to-do list,
Yes.
and all of a sudden it pops up on Facebook that it's somebody's birthday. You can easily run this up in a couple of hours and still squeezing, popping over in the afternoon to deliver your gift as well.
I love that. I love that. And again, maybe you want to get the kids into craft, start crafting with the kids, start sewing with the kids.
This
as well,
actually, I've been teaching children to sew for many years, and this is one of the beginner projects that I would use with children, certainly, and as well if you're a beginner. The great thing about the project is it's nice and easy to construct. It's easy to cut and prepare,
Yes.
which a lot of, obviously, your planning goes into cutting all of your fabrics. But it's a lot of repetition as well, so lots
Yes.
of straight line sewing, which is perfect for beginners, perfect for children,
Yes.
and perfect for a nice fast project to sew up in an afternoon.
And if I wanted to create one of these with my own fabric, what are the policies on me reusing
So
the pattern?
our angel policy is you can use them. We just ask you not to mass produce and not to print and share the pattern, but we're happy
Brilliant.
for you to use those. They're a nice craft fair project, actually.
Yes.
because they're fast and easy to make up.
I like it. There you go. We'll see how you make one. So the price on the screen, as you can see, $19.99. That's going to get you everything you need. It's going to get you the envelope back in there. It's going to give you the material. It's going to give you the pattern. Everything that you need to create these fantastic cushions. You've got the pack, $19.99, and you can reuse, of course, the pattern over and over again. Should we have a look and see how
we shall? Yeah. So the one that you've got up there on the screen is the one that I'm going to demo with. We've got 3 different kit combinations, but the one I've chosen to demo with is the spring hair. So this is the latest collection of fabric from Lewis and Irene, which I just absolutely love.
Beautiful.
We've got a couple of projects using fabrics from this range coming up a little bit later as well.
Okay.
So all we're going to do is to take the strips. I've pre-cut the strips, and from each of your pieces of fabric inside your kit, you're going to cut 5 of the strips, and then we're simply placing the fabric onto the pressing mat, wrong side facing, and then we're simply just going to press those in half.
Okay.
So I've already gone ahead and done that for a couple of those.
So very straightforward to do.
There we go. Would you mind just flicking that switch for me, Ben, so we can warm up that iron?
Oh, it is on.
It is on?
It is on. Is it hot at all? Just bear with me a second.
That's okay.
Hold the line, caller.
So while you do that, I'll just get started and show you how we're now attaching these to the project. So pins are great. If you've got your pins, you can use those. But I'm just going to literally use the lines that I've drawn on. So I've gone ahead here and I've already marked up the fabric. So inside your kit, you're going to have a plain piece of, this is just a polycotton fabric, so a nice lightweight piece of polycotton. And then we're simply going to take a strip. So decide the order that you want your fabrics to sit in, if you like. And then we're simply going to take a piece of fabric, place it onto that panel. You can pin it if you want to. That's on.
Brilliant.
So we're just lining those raw edges up with that first line. Using a straight stitch, we're just simply going to sew that directly to that panel.
So the piece that actually comes already. Because I was just messing about with the plug there for a second. Did you mark that?
I've already marked that up.
You've marked it out.
Yeah.
But you've marked it in accordance with the pattern that comes within the kit.
That's right.
Brilliant.
So I thought just because we've got a couple of projects to show you, just because we've got a couple of projects to show you, I've jumped ahead. But all your measurements and markings are in your pattern booklet as well.
There's lots of you already going for these in your baskets. This is already proving a popular item. And just like the fabric, the cushion kits, we do have limited stock available of these. And actually, we're now down to in the teens on the cushion kit as well. I think a lot of our viewers don't often get to see the sewing on the channel. And so this is already proven very popular. It's nice, isn't it, to do something a little bit different for us?
It's nice for me to come here and have another opportunity to sew, to be honest. So then going to take the second one. So all we're going to do is just starting from the bottom of the panel, line up those fabrics with your next line and continue to sew across the full length of that panel.
Okay. What I'm thinking as well is if you were to get your hands on the paintbrush fabric, just looking at the amount of material you actually need is very minimal, isn't it? So if you were getting your hands on the paintbrush fabric and you got, say, all 4 of those, what were they, $3.99 a metre?
$3.49
$3.49 a metre. So for less than 15 quid,
you could easily
get all 4 of those. I mean, and you'd make loads of these.
So from your, if you were to go for the 4.5 metres of the different colourways, you'd be able to make the top. So these sections, you'd need your extra panel for your back.
Yes.
But from 4.5 metres there of your different colourways, you'd be able to make 3. Because don't forget, in this kit I've got 5 different fabrics and we've got 4 colourways, so you'd have to just cut a couple of extra strips from each one.
I can see the maths working in your head.
Yeah.
As you are. Like, you can make 5 out of that one and 4 out of that one.
What's working faster, the machine or my maths?
Well, it's a tough call.
I went to a parent workshop with my youngest son last week. And I realised, he's in year 6, so, you know, still primary school, and I realised I might need to go back and do a few things. I was like, what is all this that we're doing now?
Yeah.
We definitely need these workshops. And they've got a bit of a competition going on at school, so every night he's beavering away to work through this pack.
Yes.
And every night I'm like, Google, just check how you do this.
Well, the teaching is very different now.
Oh, gosh, it really is.
I know that when it comes
It's
to
far simpler when we were younger.
It's a little bit more difficult to help with the homework these days. The information's still the same. It's just the teaching methods have changed, haven't they?
The answer's still the same, but the teaching methods.
But we do it in our heads, Kerrie, don't we?
We do.
As you've been doing on here today. Just do it in your head and you know. We don't need a smartphone, do we?
No.
I sound like an old man. Get me a pipe and a pair of slippers. This is looking fantastic already. It's amazing, really, what a simple but effective design it is.
It is a lovely design. That's what I really like, this one. So as you can see there, we've got the 5 different colours, and all I'm going to do, if I go back and just show you where we started.
Yes.
So placing the wrong side, just folding this in half, raw edge to raw edge, and pressing those. And then what I tend to do with this project, as you can see there, is just make a pile of each colour option. It just makes it easier, and certainly a little bit faster to work through those projects.
Now, thinking of all the different designs you could use, 'cause you could use a range of different fabrics, but I'm also thinking some of these more sort of shiny fabrics, thinking sort of rose gold or gold colours or silvers or something for, you know, people got these grey sofas at home, haven't they? You could do like one of these sort of shiny grey ones in the pleat effect.
Well, navy and a deep green is really in, isn't it? So that would look fantastic with a little bit of rose gold, like you've said.
The deep green's very popular in interior design, I understand, at the moment, isn't it? Like a velvety green.
Yeah, velvet blue and greens, lovely. We've just replaced our dining chairs and they look lovely, but I'm too scared for anybody to sit on them, to be honest. I'm a bit like, if it's the little ones, like, don't rub your hands on there, don't do this.
Keep them wiped clean, that's what we like in the dining room, especially if you've got year 6s.
Definitely. Oh, no, he's better. It's my 17-year-old that's the problem.
They always miss their mouths, don't they?
So there we go. So what I'm doing on here is I've just broken those down into their piles, stacked those up, and then I'm simply just going to work through the panel and attach each of these ones onto there.
Yes.
So would you like to look at the other kit options that we've got while
I would, while you carry on with that.
While I work through these.
Absolutely. So that's obviously the cushion selection there, $19.99. Don't forget as well, you can get your hands on the half-metre fabrics at $3.49, did we say? We've got the 4 different colours. They're the paintbrush fabrics, and you could be using those to create this pattern. But this is not the only one that we have on the show. We also have, because we've got a range of kits on the show today, we also have Hearts and Butterflies kit. Now, we were talking about this yesterday.
We were. We had a lovely chat yesterday.
Didn't we? Yeah, well, we can talk for English.
You gave me a great to-do list yesterday.
I did. Yeah, crack on with it.
I thought I'd work through it until we had a catch-up.
I know. We're doing a bit of social media later.
You'll be happy to know I'm ready. I am ready.
Good.
To off your to-dos.
Always ready. Always ready. And so you tell me a little bit about this. So this is Hearts and Butterflies. This is a bit like a fabric noughts and crosses game, isn't it? But what I like about this is it comes in its own little bag.
So if you pull the toggle here, so where you've got that little toggle, that's it.
Oh, just in one go?
That's it.
Oh, look at that!
Down.
Look at that! Told you I was new to fabric and sewing. Now, anybody that's used to, because these have got to name these bags, haven't they? Can't think what they're called. Anyone that's used to these would go, "What are you doing, Ben? You pull it from that end and push the toggle up like you." But look at that.
The nice thing about this project, the project that you're showing at the moment, is although, you know, the kit is suggesting and the step-by-steps are making the hearts and butterflies, once you've got that pattern, you can make lots of those bags. And as you said, they're great. They're actually a great makeup bag, to be honest.
I was thinking makeup. Funny you should say that.
You can put your makeup in, open it flat and see everything that's in there. And they're also good as well for children's toys. So I know I made my nephew, who's 3 at the moment, and he sort of liked to take little pieces of games, you know, everywhere he goes. So they're quite a nice little bag to drop into your handbag with anything really, whether it's your makeup, whether it's a little game.
Whether it's those little bricks that you stand on and hurt your feet.
Yeah.
You've got to take them out somewhere.
They're the ones I was thinking of.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So, yeah, you can make this. I can't think what the name of the bag is. If you know what the name of the bag is, message us in, because you can do that, you know. You can message us live here at the studio. Just visit the website and message us, or you can email us, studio@hobbymaker.co.uk. So you actually come in here, you get the little hearts and the little butterflies, and you make these little sort of... what would I call these? Plush hearts and butterflies. Plush hearts and butterflies.
They're like a little pebble, aren't they, Brenda?
Like a little pebble. I like that. So we can play not noughts and crosses, but hearts and butterflies. So we can take it in turns. There we go. And everything that you need comes in the kit. There we go. It's the hearts and butterflies game. But don't be fooled. It's not just the game. It's also the bag as well. And as we said, you know, you could use these for makeup, you could use these for kids' toys, you could use these for a wide range of things that you just need to throw in on the quick and fasten that up and take that away with you. $19.99 is the price. Just as a quick reminder on these as well, is this the same angel policy on here?
Same angel policy, and this is one of the projects that we made last year, actually.
Yes.
And so most of the projects that we launched in 2022, we did a pre-recorded tutorial.
Yes.
So if you want to open up that pattern booklet and have a little nosy on...
Can I do that?
On the inside, there is a QR code.
Yes.
So you simply need to switch your camera on onto your phone.
Yes.
Hover your camera over that QR code, and that will take you straight through to YouTube. And you'll be able to find the step-by-step. So, should be.
So this is what you get. You're getting the patterns in here.
There we go.
So you're getting the patterns, of course, for the bag. And you get, of course, the patterns as well to create the little plush pebbles. And then also you get the full instructions as well, in colour, which we like. There we go. And as Kerrie was saying in there as well, you've got the little QR code. And that's going to take you straight to where you need to go. To follow the instructions on how to do it.
If you haven't got a smartphone, there's also the link as well, so you can type the link into the search engine.
Yes. So everything that you need is in there already. Good. You're good to go. $19.99. And of course, if you wanted to, again, you know, and you had some of the other fabric, like the paintbrush fabric, or some scraps in your drawer, you could be making these.
If you had the paint, I mean, I look at that fabric, to be honest, and it just says Easter to me. It's very Eastery, very spring, you know, very picnic in the park type thing.
Yes.
You know, you could
put your Easter eggs in there.
You could put your Easter eggs in there, but I was thinking, you know, you could change it. You could put a little chick on the front instead of a butterfly.
Yeah. That's a good
I mean,
idea.
I haven't got the chicks and bunnies, or I'd go for an egg because that's a bit easier to draw, isn't it?
That sounds like your Saturday night, chicks and bunnies. There you go. Oh, eggs and... No, not bacon. Eggs and bunnies. You could have eggs and chicks, couldn't you?
Literally have anything, couldn't you?
But eggs and chicks, the chicks. And you could... Hearts and kisses. Brilliant.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Hearts and kisses.
Next week.
But you could pop in there. You could pop your Easter eggs in there, couldn't you? You could do a Halloweeny one for your trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
Couldn't you? You could do... Oh, I know what you could do. If you do it, if you've got a wedding, you could put confetti in it, couldn't you? Or you could have the flower girls, they could have the petals.
Actually, when we did put this on, I think we had a message in to say people had made similar bags for the confetti.
Did you?
Yeah.
There you go.
So the things that you'll need for this, so, I mean, we've got the kit there, we've got one colourway option for the kit, but we've also bought along all the little pieces, so if you prefer to just have the patterns, if you're a bit like me and you've got your own stash, and the things that you'll need for this project is we were talking about heavyweight interfacing this morning, wasn't we?
Yes, we were. Oh, hang on. That's what we want, isn't it?
So this is heavyweight interfacing. So when we have a look at the tutorial, I'll show you how this attaches. But basically, if you've got a lightweight fabric, such as the ones that comes in the kit, and maybe you want to add just a little bit more stability to your fabrics, then buy ironing this onto the wrong side of your fabric, it just gives more weight to your project. So as you were opening and closing that project,
yes,
you probably noticed how that bag was quite sturdy.
Yes.
And that's why, because I've used a heavyweight interfacing. So it is included in the kit.
And that's in between the fabric?
That's right, yeah. That's in between your layers. So that's fused,
yes,
just with your iron onto the wrong side of that one. It would have been the floral fabric. So if you have a little look at the kit's actually got a slightly different fabric in there.
Yes. So when you iron this over, you iron the fabric over this,
that's right,
and it sticks.
That's it, just
adheres to the fabric.
That's right. Ooh. And just by applying a little bit of heat.
We're all learning this morning, you know. Well, not all of us.
Every day's a learning day.
But
I had mine the other day at school. I went back to school.
We're all learning. Oh, I see. So in here, there we go, because we've got the toggle in there as well.
So see. Again, with the kits that we've brought along today, everything is included in there. You've got
everything
your cord,
that you need.
You've got your toggle, you've got 1/2 metre of that floral pattern fabric, 1/2 metre of the fuchsia fabric, which I love fuchsia. I just absolutely love this fabric.
Brilliant.
And then you've got your interfacing as well.
I love it. There we go. So everything that you need in the kit, even down to the little toggle. There it is. $19.99. That's going to enable you to get everything that you need. And of course, that's not the end to it, because once you've got your pattern, you can keep remaking it.
That's it.
And we've already talked about you could just make the bag on its own and all the different applications of the bag. But what a great gift, that game.
Well, we've covered every event, haven't we? We've got weddings, we've got Halloween, we've got Easter.
Yeah, that's it. And not just a great gift for yourself, a great gift for somebody else to make it, or for you to make it and gift it to them. I love it. $19.99 is the price if you want to get your hands on those. Lots of you already got your hands on those. Sheila's got her hands on those. Chloe as well. Chloe, you need to make sure you check out. Because if you check out before 7, you could win whatever's in your basket. Whatever basket you've checked out before 7, we'll pick a winner after 7 o'clock, and we'll announce it before the end of the 8 o'clock show. And whoever we pick wins their basket.
What a lovely way to start the day.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. It's proven ever so popular, you know. People really enjoy it.
We like another reason to add to our stash, and that would be my reason.
And that
today.
would be it. And we've had some good winners. They've won some fairly hefty baskets. They've won. Yeah. So how are we getting on?
So I'm on the last strip now. So I'll just attach this last strip, and then I'm going to show you very quickly how to put the envelope backs on. Okay. So do you want to unravel the lovely kits that we've got there for?
Yes, I would.
3 different ones.
Hey, I knew there was a reason you were here this morning. Because we've got these 3 kits on the show as well, haven't we? We've talked about...
That's right. So the one I'm using is the spring hair.
So we're using the spring hair at the moment. So let's have a look. We've got... I'm just looking at which colours we've got.
This is spring hair.
Oh, there we go. Where's John Scott when you need him? He'd have known that, wouldn't he? There we go. Oh, I see. There we go. Look at that. So this is the fabric that you're using at the moment. So this is the spring hair fabric.
That's the spring hair, and that's how this one will sew up.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. So everything that you need is in the kit. You've got the interfacing, you've got the pleated back.
That's right.
You've got the fabric, of course. You've got the pattern. You've also got, of course, full colour instructions there explaining to you how you go about making it, step by step, photographs and the text on there as well. And, of course, the Angel policy is that if you create it, you can sell it. That's fine. Just don't take liberties. That's it. And mass produce them. We don't want a factory opening somewhere. But
we like to see what you make, so share it with us in
the
fans page. It's always lovely to see what you make.
Where can we find the fans page?
I'm on Facebook, so it's HobbyMaker Fans.
Our fans page. I thought you meant your fans page. I know where our one is.
You know where yours is.
I know where our one is. Yeah. So Living in Loveliness as well. Do you have a fans page?
We have a fans page.
Do you? Well, don't forget to share them in there as well. So that particular one was the spring hair, but that's not the only one we've got, is it?
No, we've got...
What's this one that we've got here in the lilac?
So this is the Easter one. So this is the one that you've got made up there.
Oh,
so
yes,
the sample
that's
that
this
we've
one.
got, that's the one made up.
Okay.
And these are Riley Blake fabrics in this particular
Riley
one.
Blake fabrics. There we go. So that's to make this particular cushion.
That particular one, yeah.
There we go. And that's coming up on the screen at the moment. So if you want to get your hands on this one, you can do that. $24.99 for this this cushion set here. $24.99. Don't forget, it's 3.95 P&P. It's 1 P&P all day. So it doesn't matter how many times you order on HobbyMaker's Day, how often, how big it is, how much it weighs. You'll only pay $3.95. Just remember to click Combine Order. And if you check out before 7, you can win whatever's in your basket. Huh?
Bonus.
It's a bonus. Huh? Even Kerrie's checking out, aren't you? She's thinking, oh, I fancy that. There we go. So check out before 7.
Lots, isn't there? Always lots of inspiration. That's the thing about it.
Yeah, there is. So there we go, $24.99. Don't forget to check out. And finally, last but certainly not least,
so the next
we've got
one's got a lovely, lovely bright selection of Liberty fabrics in there.
So this is the Liberty fabrics.
And really bright, this one is. The orangey.
Oh, wow.
Yellows. It's wow, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yes. There we go.
That's it. So if you twist that, that's it, you'll be able to...
Oh, I put it the wrong way around.
You're too busy admiring them.
I was looking at it from the back. There we go. Look at that. I love those. I really love those. Don't they go really well? I love both of these patterned fabrics here. Really nice indeed.
So these two here are Liberty. I just love this. I've made so many things with this one, actually. I found a little bit left in my stash the other day of that one, so all of that's now gone into kit. But that's one of my favourite Liberties, I have to say. And
just like the other kits, you get the full instructions in there, all the guide, photos, text, how to put it together. And you've seen, actually, and I've been quite surprised, if I'm honest, just how easy it is to do. If you're used to using a sewing machine, even easier.
Even easier.
Even easier.
And we get asked quite a lot, actually, could you hand sew this? I have to be honest.
Yes.
I have a very limited attention span, which is like why I like sewing on the machine, because you can speed through things. So you could absolutely sew this project. It's a nice project, actually, to hand sew, because it is literally just straight lines. So you could do a nice running stitch along, you know, each strip that we've got there.
Yes.
It would just take
a bit longer to do.
Just take quite a bit longer, yeah. So keep that in mind.
Oh, okay.
So for your envelope backs, I absolutely love getting the most from the fabrics, and there is plenty in the kit to do that as well. So on the back of this project, we've just put a little bit of binding. Most of our projects, actually, we put binding on. So just to showcase one of your favourite strips from the fabric, we're simply going to place that along the raw edge of the envelope back and sew along there.
So that looks quite straightforward to make the envelope back. So you've essentially got 2 pieces of fabric there.
That's right.
And you've folded the top of one of them over.
Yeah.
And then you're going to sort of, I suppose, layer them on top of each other.
Yeah. Lots of layering. I love adding binding to things because, you know, we end up with so many scraps.
Yeah.
And projects like this, you know, I always want to try and get the most out of the project. So you'll always find that I put a bit of binding on, whether it's a pocket, but in this situation, it's the envelope cushion.
So which is the binding?
So this is the binding. So we're now using this strip as the binding.
So you're using it as the binding?
That's right.
So the binding is not a specific piece of material.
No,
it's what you use the material
That's right.
for.
So I'm just binding the edge of a raw edge of fabric,
Oh,
basically.
I see. And that's why it's called binding.
That's it. So traditionally, you would see this on the edge of a quilt.
Yes.
In my patterns, you'll see it on pockets. Every pocket, pretty much. I generally tend to use it up, you know, whether it's a 1-inch pocket or a 16.5-inch that we've got here for the back.
And that's going to hide that raw edge.
That's right.
Basically, that's the binding there, isn't it? That's the binding there.
That's it. And it just, because the back's so simple, I mean, there's lots of different ways to finish your cushions. I'm sure you'll have noticed that at home. You could be putting a zip into the back of here, but this is one of our beginner-friendly projects. So, you know, the second envelope back, which I'll show you in just a moment, is just basically a double hem. A bit like what you'd do if you were taking your trousers up.
Okay.
Not that I ever do that or offer to do that. And anybody who comes to my classes, I'll say, just tell them Kerrie hasn't shown you how to do that, because it's amazing. As soon as you mention you sew, everybody's got a coat that needs a zip, and everybody's got some trousers that need a hem or something. So I just, I haven't learned how to do that just yet. Sorry.
Or
I can make you a cushion.
Out, then you take it out, usually.
So for the second one that's going to be hidden, I'm simply folding this over, pressing that by about 1/2 inch and a second time. And again, I'm just going to zigzag stitch along there.
So is that that's creating a binding as well, but you're using the same material?
That's right, yeah.
Oh, I'm learning.
There we go. We'll have you on the machine before the end of the day then.
Oh, blimey, I ain't got a licence to drive one of those. But what I like about this project as well, even from my point of view, is everything's sort of straight lines.
Yeah, we love straight lines.
You're just sewing in straight lines.
Yeah. It's nice as well. So to finish this off, I'll show you what we need to do. But I won't spend too much longer on this one. So to finish this off, all we're going to do is place the envelope back on, and it's important that you place in the side where you can see the fold.
I like the zigzag stitch.
I love a zigzag stitch. I've got ahead of myself. We want to see the binding. Nearly forgotten about that. So first one is the piece with the binding.
Okay.
And then the second one, excuse me, it doesn't actually matter which way you put this, excuse me. And then the second one, you place in this over the top. To finish that cushion, all that is left to do, using a straight stitch, and I would always recommend starting in the middle of any one side, is just to sew around using your 1/4 inch seam allowance. Then once you've done that, you turn in your cushion the right way out, and there you have your cushion. So let's pretend we've got our back on there. We'll pretend we've got that little bit. But there you go, nice and easy, lovely way to showcase your fabrics. And to be honest with you, as I mentioned, this is a nice project to just use up the scraps that are left over from your favourites if you've just gone for the pattern. And
what amazes me is you don't need, and when you say scraps, you mean scraps because you don't need very big bits. And I would imagine that there's a lot of people out there, especially you experienced sewists out there, who invest a lot of your hard-earned cash in really quality fabrics, and then you end up, you cannot help it because of the way that you make things, you end up with bits left over, and you don't want to chuck them away. And
to be honest, so you mentioned fat quarters when I came in first of all this morning. What you can quite often find in your fat quarters is that you're left with a, you know, whatever project you've cut out, you're left with a 2 or 3 inch strip. This is the perfect project to use those up. Brilliant.
I absolutely love it. There we go, really straightforward. This is the Pretty Pleated Cushion, the full kit. This is the spring hair kit. $19.99 is the price. $19.99 is your price. And don't forget, you're getting everything that you need within the kit. So you're getting the pattern, you're getting the fabric, you're getting the backing for the envelope back, which we've just seen how that goes together as well. You're getting the full instructions, full colour, pictures and text as well. So really, really nice and straightforward. $19.99 is your price. There we go. $19.99, and that's everything you need. That's a full kit. Don't forget, we've got another selection of kits available. Keep an eye out on the website for those. We've been through those briefly. But don't forget, on all of our HobbyMaker shows, when you go onto the website, if you go onto the website and you click Watch Now, everything that we have on the show is listed below. So just click Watch Now and watch live and scroll down. You'll see everything on the show. So if you've missed something, you just joined us, you can look back and see what we've got on the show, because we've got 3 different versions of that as well. I've got to say to you, in actual fact as well, that the... oh, by the way, we've got just the pattern on the screen for you as well. So that's the pattern for the pleated cushion. So, sorry, if you just want the pattern on its own... if you've got the pattern on its own, it's $9.99. So you don't have to get the full kit. You might be an experienced host already. You might have already a crafty stash. You might have some other fabric that you want to buy. You may have already purchased the paintbrush fabric or something like that, and you perhaps want to use that, because we said we'll get 3 or 4 cushions out of it.
To be honest, I think I need those in my life.
Yeah, yeah, you can get those. Then you just need the pattern, and that's $9.99. Save a couple of pounds on that, because normally it's £11. So it's $9.99. Get your hands on that. Don't forget, anything that you check out this morning, before 7 o'clock, you could win your breakfast basket. There we go, very good. So all you've got to do is check out, really easy. We'll pick somebody out of the hat. Job's a good one, and we will let you know
we're ready to
before 8 o'clock. It's worth mentioning, actually, that we did briefly touch upon the Hearts and Butterflies game, which comes in this lovely little bag. Nobody's messaged us in yet and told us what the name of the bag is. I thought they might have done. Don't forget studio@hobbymaker.co.uk. I'm sure these have got a proper name, these bags. Can't think what but you could use it as we said, a makeup bag or a toy bag or confetti bag or hair accessories, which I don't need.
I don't know anybody that's getting married, so I can't use it.
No.
I can't use it.
But I love this. This has been popular. We've got, 12 of these left. So if you've got your eye on this, and what I didn't do, actually, was I didn't show you the inside of the bag, because obviously this is the hearts and butterflies.
We could have had a game.
We could have done. We could have done.
We'll do that in the break.
We will do. There we go. So if you have a look on the inside there we go. You can see you've got the grid, you see, ready for the game. So in the kit, everything that you need is in the kit, ready to go. All the fabric, the pattern, the instructions, the filling, everything that you need. And then you can play it like noughts and crosses look, but more exciting. There we go. Should we have a quick game now?
Should we have a game?
OK.
I'll be butterflies.
You butterfly it. OK. Oh, then we'll start in the middle. Oh, there we go. Oh, we're going to put it under here so you can see.
We're in the wrong place. We're just having our own
That's
little game.
It. Where did we get up to?
You could start again. You could change your mind.
No,
you
you go.
Got all of yours.
What are you doing? You've had a go. Is this what
I
you're like at
realised
parties?
it's true.
Right, OK. I've not got a lot of choice left, look, have I? I'm going to have to go there. Oh, she's blocked me. Oh.
She's won you.
Oh, she's won me. Oh. I would swear,
Still
but I'm not allowed to.
undefeated. I play this game far too often.
Don't forget, get your hands up. If you want to play yourself, $19.99. And what a great gift to take away with you. Take on holiday, play at the airport or whatever it is.
Definitely.
What a great gift, not only to make, to give away, but for somebody else.
We actually took this when we went to Cornwall last year and we were on the beach and got the kids sitting at the side so we didn't have to worry they were in the sea. They were playing and competitive, of course.
Yes.
And it just meant I could sunbathe and doze off and still know they'd be at the side of me. So that's my top tip for your holidays, to keep the kids distracted.
I love it.
So shall I show you
Harry's top
to make
tips.
these little... top tips is noughts and crosses or hearts and butterflies, if you like.
So what are we doing?
So for the grid in the centre of the game, and also for your actual little hearts and butterflies, you're going to need... This isn't included in your kit, everything else is, but you're going to need some bonder web, or you could just pin it into position. I quite like working with a bonder web.
OK. So if you didn't have this, you can still use just the kit.
Yeah.
You just need to do some pinning.
That's right, yeah. So I'm just going to show you with your bonder web. So...
What's the purpose of that, then?
So, again, this fuses onto the back of your fabric. So what I've done is I've cut it exactly to size of the fabric, and this fuses to the back of the fabric. And in a moment, it will allow us to glue it to the project. So just allow that a moment to settle down. You have got your template in there, but just for speed and ease today, I'm going to cut those.
So the bonder web doesn't come in the kit.
Bonder
what
web's
would
not
I
in the
use
kit.
instead?
You can either pin it into position. If you've got some 505 spray, you could use a little bit of 505.
Yes.
Or, pinning's the other recommended idea.
So the bonder web is just a convenience.
It's a convenience,
really.
yeah.
It's going to enable you to put it to the fabric without having to stitch it, or do you stitch it as well?
You'll still need to sew it because it's only temporary.
Oh, OK.
So what I thought we'd do for this one is if we just take... can we see that there?
Yes.
So if you take your pattern fabrics, I've done this slightly different. So I'll have your help as you're on your crafting journey.
OK. Ben's Big Crafting Adventure.
There you go. Yep. So what we're doing is, as you peel that paper off, that glue is now on the back of the project.
Yes.
So if you peel two of those
we want me to peel two.
And a little tip for you is if you leave the fabric slightly overhanging, it makes it easier to pull that paper off.
Oh, OK. So don't run the bonder web right to the end.
There we go.
Because you're going to be stitching it anyway.
Now, the measurements are in the pattern of the exact distance you need to place this, how to measure it up with a ruler if you want it precise.
OK.
And again, that's in your tutorial as well. I'll talk you through that in the tutorial when you're watching this back. But you're simply just going to place this on top. And then what I tend to do is just use another piece of fabric just to create a layer, if you like, between the iron.
Will that stop your fabric going shiny?
It'll stop the fabric going shiny, but it'll also stop, if there's any bonder web left, it stops that from going onto the back of your iron.
Oh, yes, because you don't want that because it'll get all sticky and horrible.
That's right. So that's the grid. And then what I want to show you is how to use the bonder web for your applique.
Okay.
So I had a little... There we go.
So you're going to stitch these anyway. This is just a temporary sort of adhesive to hold it in place.
That's right. And then taking a pen, it's important it's just a pen, not a heat erasable pen.
Yes.
Because, of course, once you add any heat, we don't want to lose that little butterfly.
I didn't know you could get heat erasable pens.
There you go.
So that's a little sewing thing, is it?
It is.
And then if you're marking something out,
it allows
and then you want to get rid of it later, you heat it up.
That's right. And I've also been using it on my children, on chases.
On your children?
On my children.
You heat your children up to get rid of it?
No, but I'll tell you what I do. I've been using it when we've been doing these little maths things, and if I've got one wrong, I can just sort of put a little bit of heat by it or rub it out.
I get you.
There we go. So what I've done here is drawn around the template. You need to do that 6 times for your game.
Yes.
But I've drawn around, and I've just slightly overcut that bonder web. Then all we're going to do is just press.
And you're pressing onto the bottom. Does that have to go a particular way up?
Yes, so you have got a right and a wrong way, and the right way is the shiny way.
Oh, it looks a bit like greaseproof paper.
It is. It is. It does look like it, but this one has got your adhesive on the back.
So I can feel the rougher side is
That's
the adhesive
right, yeah.
side, and the shiny side is the side you iron.
That's right.
So
all I'm doing now is just cutting this exactly to size, and this stops any raw edges.
It's worth noting actually that if you're buying the kit yourself, you know, if you've bought the kit and you want to remake them, and you've got some fabric, you will need the other bits to go with it. And we do actually have on the show the different cords as well, don't we?
So what we always try and do when we do a show with you is bring you all the accessories in case you want to use your own stash. So we have got a nice little offer actually on the cord. We've got a 3 for 2.
A 3 for 2. Oh, we love a 3 for 2. Is it any choice of colour on the 3 for 2?
It'll be a random selection.
Oh, it'll be a random selection. So we've got a 3 for 2. So we've got the different cords here. Again, these are in the teens because people have already been checking out on these. You see, you've got to make sure that when you watch the Wake Up with HobbyMaker shows, you do check out below, watch live, and see what's available on the show, because you will see what you want on there and you can get it checked out before we show it to you. And lots of you have already been doing that. You're stocking up on your accessories. So you're getting a 3 for 2. $8.97 is the price. It's a various mix. But it's $8.97 for all 3 cords. And that, plus, if you want to get your hands on the toggles as well, you see, you've got the toggles as well, that will enable you to get your cord, to get your toggles, and use the pattern from the kit and make even more with your own fabric as well. So keep an eye on the website, you'll see those. Okay. How are we gotten on?
So what I've done here, in fact, I've got a little bit ahead, haven't I? So we talked about fusible interfacing. So if I just get you to run your finger over there, and you can feel those glue dots. So easier to work with than perhaps your bonder web, because you can't get this wrong. The side, in our fusible interfacing, the heavyweight, you can feel those little dots.
But it also doesn't have that greaseproof paper feel to it.
It has like a netty feel, doesn't it?
Yes, a netty feel, yes.
So what we're doing with this, so on the bag I'm making at the moment, the fuchsia's going to be the exterior and the pattern's going to be the interior. So you're just placing that onto the wrong side. So if this was a pattern, it should always be the wrong side of the fabric.
So it's underneath.
Underneath,
yes.
that's it.
And
on the back
I'm guessing you don't peel the back of that off.
No, this one stays here.
So that's the difference between the bonder web.
That's it.
Which is really transfers the glue or the adhesive.
That's right.
Bit like a double-sided tape.
Yeah.
And you iron it on, then you peel the back off.
That's right.
But with this, you're actually adding that as another layer.
Yeah,
but it
if you feel the difference that makes. So if you've got some lightweight fabric and you want to just make a tote bag and you just need a little bit more stability, heavyweight interfacing is what you work with.
I'm guessing as well, doesn't let quite so much light through and all that sort of stuff. So looking good. So what's that called?
That's the heavyweight interfacing.
That's the heavyweight interfacing, which we've got on the show.
That's it.
Brilliant.
So what we're doing now is we're making the little tabs for the cord to thread through. So to do that, all we're going to do is to slide this piece of, fold this piece of fabric in half. And give that a press. So
this looks like, out of everything that you've done, this looks like it's probably the most challenging bit.
I was expecting you to say easy.
Oh, were you?
I was.
Because you've got lots of little bits and then you've got to do them individually. This is probably the more
The
time-consuming...
faffy.
The faffy bit.
The
I
faffy
like
bit.
it. That's the word we were looking for.
I am very much of a faffer, though, so, you know, that's why I just...
Brilliant. Now, don't forget, if you don't want to get the whole kit, you can get just the pattern of the hearts and butterflies as well. That's coming up on your screen. Is that on the screen at the minute? Yes, that's already on the screen. $9.99. Can't see, I'm blind as a bat. $9.99 if you just want the pattern.
So what I've done here is folded this in half.
Yes.
And then we're bringing the exterior raw edges into the centre and pressing again. And finally,
could you just open that up for me again
That's
so
it.
I can see that?
So you've got four
how big
fold
is that?
lines.
How big? About
4 inches.
4 inches. So you're folding it an inch at a time.
That's
then.
right.
But you're folding them together
That's
and
it.
again. I get you.
So on my sample and in the pattern booklet, you'll see that I've zigzag stitched. This is a nice way, actually. If you've got a nice floral design on your sewing machine, this is a great way to use your decorative, because you are going to see that on the outside.
I suppose if you've got a plain fabric, the stitch stands out
That's
more.
right.
And if you've got a stitch on display, why not make it
Absolutely.
a bit more than just a stitch?
And I'm a fan of working with a contrasting thread as well, so you can really see those work.
Yes.
So, let me show you how easy it is to put this bag together now.
Okay.
So we've done that as one strip, and then what we're going to do is cut this down. I'm going to cut this to... I'll just put a couple on for today, just for ease. So I'm going to cut those to 2.5. The measurements will be different in your pattern.
Do we not have to worry about the stitches coming undone or anything?
No, because we'll put those inside the bag, so it'll seal those in the seam. If you like.
Okay. Actually, so that looks a bit more straightforward than I originally
There we go.
anticipated.
We like easy. So what we're going to do is to fold these. Now, I realise I've managed not to bring any pins with me, so let's see if we can get those positioned in place. So again, what we did on here is just fold and press, fold and press,
Yeah.
fold and press.
Yeah.
You can mark that up. This is a great way to use your heat erasable pen, but I can actually see where they are. So what I'd normally do here is to just pin these into position and sew around.
So you could make sure they were evenly spaced?
That's right. That's how you get the even space. So I'll just tack these into position. And I'll just do 4. Oh, look.
Oh!
As if by magic.
Michael's brought us a pincushion.
Thank you very much.
There we go. Thank you, Michael.
There we go. So if I just pop those in there, and I'll just, we'll do 4 for now. So mine won't be as sturdy as the one.
So how many would you put on there normally?
So I'd
6?
8 altogether
8.
usually.
Okay.
But just because I want to show you before I leave you today.
Just to quickly remind you, just while Kerrie's doing that, don't forget, of course, you can win your breakfast basket. If you check out your basket before 7 o'clock this morning, whatever is in your basket, even though you've checked out, we are going to announce a winner. We're going to pick a winner at random and announce that during the 7 o'clock show, so before 8 o'clock. And whoever we draw out of the hat, the magic hat, or whatever it is, will win whatever they put in their basket and checked out with. And it doesn't. There's no price limit, so it doesn't matter if you've ordered 1 kit, 10 kits. Doesn't matter. Whatever is in the basket, you will win if you are lucky enough to get your name picked out.
So what I've done here is, this time, we're going to just pop the 2 fabrics facing towards us.
Okay.
So the one side with the tabs and then the one side. Now, just to mention, when you're making yours, it's important that you sew anything that you applique on. This is applique layering up, that you must sew that, otherwise it will just peel away.
Okay.
And then the next thing I'm going to do is to just mark up a little turning gap. So just using a pen, again I'm using a heat erasable pen, I'm going to mark up a 4-inch turning gap.
I've got no idea what that is. A 4-inch... That sounds like when my wife's trying to manoeuvre our motor.
Mine's more like
4-inch
20.
turning gap.
Mine's like
I'll get it
20-point
through
turn.
there. What's a 4-inch turning gap?
See, a great day to me is if I drive onto a car park and I can drive straight in. That's a good day for me. So all I'm doing is just sewing around. So your turning gap basically is that little gap that we're going to leave, which is 4.5 inches.
Oh, I see. It's the sort of the hole that you're going to turn the project back through.
That's the turning gap.
Now,
and it means we hide all of that sewing, if you like.
And presumably it needs to be 4 inches on this, but presumably normally when you do that you want it to be as small as possible to keep it as neat as possible afterwards.
Especially because you've got a circle here as well, so as small as possible is definitely the way forward.
Okay.
So let's just turn this around.
I almost feel like we need a drum roll. Or a fanfare, yeah. Look at that! And we've been chatting as well.
Now, the last thing to do on here, of course yours will have more on here, but it's simply to thread the cord that comes in your kit. So if you get me the finished bag, and as you thread the cord through there and add on your double toggle, you can see it definitely needs a few more, otherwise you'll be losing your hearts and butterflies.
Yes.
But once you've popped in that cord, sewn up your little pebbles, we called these pebbles,
yes,
didn't we?
We did, yes.
Then you're ready to go to the beach.
There we go.
There you go.
Fantastic. Well, we're almost out of time. Should we have another quick game?
Why not?
I'm going to go in the middle. Oh, she's beating me to it.
That's the trick, you see.
Now, you're back on later today,
I'm
aren't you?
back at 2 o'clock.
Oh, you're back on at 2 o'clock?
And we have a quilt and a cushion today.
Oh.
And more fabric.
Brilliant. We like that. She'll go. She'll go. Where's she going to go?
Are you butterflies or
I'm
hearts?
butterflies.
You're butterflies.
Oh, hang on. I'm no good at this. Don't forget to join. What time are you back on? Oh, I saw that. Don't forget, tune in to see Kerrie a little bit later. Until then, we hope you have a great day and keep on crafting.
Here at HobbyMaker,